TimeRust.com proudly presents the Time Rust Brain Trust. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us here on the Time Rust Brain Trust podcast. We actually have a different lineup today because we're missing about 12 people.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just messing. Do you guys like the fresh Eli skin I'm wearing on my face?
That's great.
Was that too dark?
Was
that too dark?
Yeah, it's a...
Well, it's a good day, and I'm feeling sassy. So let's go with the introductions. To my left is Steve.
Hey guys, that wasn't creepy at all, promise.
And to his left is Shantel.
Yay!
What's up?
And to her left is Marqees.
What it is, folks.
And in a bloody mess in the corner is Eli.
Dude,
And,
and
to
this guy is
Marquees' left-
Nathan, and he's supposedly running this show.
He's in a dark place right now, folks. And Eli is in a darker one.
There's no light where I am. Anyways, so let's get it going with the things we've been doing. So, Steve, what are you doing?
Well, let me think. What have I been doing? I went to Free Comic Book Day. It was good. Free Comic Book Day was fun. I missed Marqees and Nate by like 20 minutes because
you live right around the corner, and you decide to shower and get jeans on for a free comic book
you
day.
have no idea how bad Friday was.
He smelled like poo.
You
No.
smell like
Stacy's birthday went off with a pretty good hitch.
I saw pictures.
The bouncy house was nice. Which leads me to another question. Nate, where were you? Mr. RSVP no-show.
There's this thing called a toilet, and this thing called a virus. And once you add one, you need the other. So if I had bounced around... Well,
That would have been so much fun.
yeah, I was like,
That would've
well,
been an episode of
I'm
Buck.
ready to go. Tighten my belt. Yeah, I'm ready to go somewhere else now. For flush.
That would have been a great sketch for Dumb and Dumber too.
Anyway, so...
You asked.
Yeah, I was just wanting to know. Stacy was kind of hurt.
We had things we have to do in life, and unfortunately, I've had some sort of like weird Hondo virus for about 2 weeks now.
Oh,
I've
fantastic.
lost 8 pounds. Lisa has it too, or it could just be stress. I'm not sure what. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know. I just keep going and going and going and going. Anyways,
So back to what I was doing. I read the Green Lantern New Guardians Annual #2, which was it actually was the first annual to showcase Kyle Rayner. Even though the whole series is about him, it was really good. It got back to what they were doing in between issue 30 and 31, and what happened to Kyle when he went beyond the source wall to fix the problem with Relic back in Green Lantern Annual #1. It was really good. Stuff happened, and the romantic relationship between Carol Ferris and Kyle Rayner actually became official, which was nice. Because they've been beating around the bush for, like, the whole galaxy. Anyway, but aside from that and the good art that came back, I've been playing Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Good game. You should finally get around to playing it someday.
you mean the game that I own that I let you borrow?
Yeah.
Let's both borrow one.
I'm really
I had to
tempted.
unwrap it for Marquees to play it.
I'm really tempted to buy the DLC pack that lets me play a Dinobot online.
It's not a bad idea. Actually, I think it's on sale or something.
Because who wouldn't want to be a giant fire-breathing dinosaur while you're killing small 12-year-old boys?
Okay, this got really dark really fast. I'm just going to skip over that line.
Those kids hop on their mics and they talk a lot of smack, and sometimes I think to myself, maybe they should burn and die. So if I'm a giant dinosaur, it just works out. Anyway, so aside from that, I started playing Star Wars Old Republic.
Okay.
Since it's free to play, and I was really against it at first, but I found out that since you can only buy what you want with the game for unlocks, and it hasn't been that bad. I rediscovered why I love the bounty hunters so much. It's because everyone's like, oh no, the Jedi and the Sith, we got laser swords, and I'm like, I got flamethrowers, rockets, and a blaster pistol, and it's much more fun. So, my friends are like, let's make Jedi. And I'm like, can I just be a trooper with a big giant cannon that shoots fire and lasers? And, they were a little against it at first, but, whatever. Because the bounty hunter is only on the Sith side, so that's what I do. And then I started playing WildStar, which is an open beta until the 18th before it comes out, shortly in the middle of the 20th, near the end of the month. That game is fun. It's got good graphics, solid gameplay. It's got some of the original dev crew of Vanilla WoW, and it still has the same similar makeup where it's like, tanks and healers and DPS, but every class has 2 different jobs, so it's not just, hey, I made a mage, I can do damage, or damage. It's like, I made a medic, I can do damage or healing, or I made a warrior, I can do damage or tanking, that kind of stuff. So everyone has a couple different jobs they can do, so it's not just the same old boring stuff. So, you don't have to make a new tune to say, I feel like tanking. Or, make a new tune if you want to heal or something like that. You can pick a class that does both, and then you can just switch back and forth. Like, there's a ranged DPS class called an engineer, and it's a ranged tank, and they have giant, robots. You can have an army of robots do everything for you, and it's amazingly fun. So, aside from comics and online games and, Transformers, that's pretty much it.
I wanted to tell you right now, Fall of Cybertron is on sale for gold members for $15.
Neat.
That's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna say.
Oh, and I discovered today that Mountain Dew is being sold in the Baja Blast flavor,
which is awesome.
Happens to be my favorite.
That is a whole bunch. That's a whole bunch of awesome right there.
Can I smell it?
Formerly sold only at Taco Bell, which was one of the reasons why I love going to Taco Bell.
Me too.
And then after a hard day slaving away in under the sun, I went to a Go-Mart on my way home, and they were unloading a truck. And it was like when the back comes open up, it was like, oh! And they brought it out on skids, and I was like, I know what I'm buying before I go home.
It's funny. Literally, earlier today, I thought I want some Mountain Dew. Also, my favorite place to drink Mountain Dew is Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. And now you're telling me about this Baja Blast available free of Mountain Dew, or free of Taco Bell, so I don't have to drive as far.
You can buy it in 12-pack cans. You can buy it in the bottles.
I'll probably buy a bottle to try it out.
Yeah.
And then once I'm done, from that crack-like coma.
This is my third one today.
Oh, man.
Oh, so good.
It is so good.
It is probably the best flavor of Mountain Dew I've tasted so far.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Baja Blast. Why aren't you drinking it?
Baja Blast Mountain Dew. You have the power to be delicious. Wow. So good.
Thank you, Steve. And Shantel, what are you doing?
Not much.
And Marqees, what are you doing?
I caught up on some TV shows. The 100, which is a really good show. Caught up on that. Saw last night's episode of Arrow, which was really good. Been so in and out of Once Upon a Time and Revenge.
Revenge. Yeah. That show makes no sense.
It's coming back to...
It's like trying to make sense of Grey's Anatomy.
I think they're trying to clean it up because I don't think it's going to get picked up for another season, possibly not.
It was like, how did you know
We'll talk about that after What Are You Doing?
We got some news, yo.
So that's pretty much it. Been working. So that takes up most of my time.
You read Night of Owls? I mean, yeah, you read that.
That's a good one.
No, I didn't. Not yet.
Yeah, you read City. Court of you were City of Owls.
Yes.
She's City of Owls. So.
City of Owls or Court of Owls?
Well, she has Court, and we got City too.
I don't even know how the owls work, man. I'm just
so it goes. Court and City were volumes 1 and 2, and then Night of Owls is the big group of all the books.
Yeah.
Well, the Night of Owls, Red Robin,
was Owlman
Batman and Robin, Nightwing.
Owlman needs to show up.
Huh?
The Syndicate's Owlman needs to show up.
Yeah. You'll have Birds of Prey, Batgirl.
It'd be like having Batman Incorporated.
Red Hood and the Outlaws. All that stuff, all that Night of Owl stuff is all put together in one book.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, well, Shantel, if that's all you got, then Marqees, what are you doing?
Okay, so I did the same things. I watched Arrow, which was amazing.
The show keeps getting better and better.
Can't stand Laurel, just for the life of me, that chick.
Yeah, if she got shot out of a cannon, I would be okay.
I'd be so happy with the show. I really would.
Everyone has characters they hate.
She's on the top of the list. She's like Lana from Smallville. Just
Yeah, but
I hated her so much.
who do you hate more, though? Laurel or Sky?
Laurel. I can tolerate Sky. Laurel. Sky's gotten better. Laurel.
All right.
That's rough, dude.
Sky's gotten better, especially now that she's over the ward thing. It's like as she's dealing with that Hydra stuff, she's gotten better. Which brings me to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was another awesome episode leading towards the season finale. They built towards a lot of stuff. We got to see Ward's backstory. We got the we found out who Deathlock Prime is,
Which was
a cool reveal who Deathlock Prime was.
It's like they were waiting to make the show awesome until they're like...
They were waiting for Captain America.
The writers were like, so should we make the show amazing? Because the Avengers are like, no, keep it on the down low so people are kind of iffy about it. And then when Captain America the Winter Soldier comes out, you pick it up really hardcore and people love it again.
Yep, pretty much. And that's what they did. And people love it. And hashtag Stand With Shield's already trending. And it's like, that's supposed to be for next week.
Yeah.
So, I mean... Samuel Jackson is guest starring next week. So we're gonna see Nick Fury next week. Maria Hill guest starred last week. So I mean, it's getting good. I can probably say that if it gets picked up, we will see some hopefully we will see some Avengers next year.
Yeah.
Well,
give me at least the Falcon.
At least Falcon, maybe Hemsworth as Thor, because they're tired of.
Falcon would be a great appearance.
Because they'll be filming. They should be filming Thor.
It'd be a good way to promote the next movie.
It'll be a way to promote the next movie. So, plus Avengers will be coming out next year, so they'll be done with all that.
Yeah, this is going to be the big Avengers. How we call it? Media
frenzy.
Media blitz. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to churn out all the information. It's going to be great.
So yeah, we're gonna have all that stuff. I read Original Sin #1 this week.
How'd that go?
Great. Someone killed the Watcher and took his eyeballs, and took all his weapons, like the ultimate nullifier.
Okay.
So now Nick Fury has assembled a team of superheroes to investigate.
Okay.
And a mysterious benefactor has also recruited a team of superheroes. And the mysterious benefactors team includes Hank Pym, Emma Frost, T'Challa, and the wonderful team, I love this team to death, of Doctor Strange and the Punisher.
Wait, what?
Oh?
Yes.
I was like, with you for a second, I was like...
Doctor Strange and the Punisher.
T'Challa's a good way to round it out. And you're like, and then we've got the Punisher.
It is
the
best buddy cop movie ever so far.
It's like...
And they've only had a few scenes, and it was like... they were in this one scene where they're in an abandoned warehouse beating, and Punisher's torturing this guy trying to get information. And he's like, Doctor Strange's like, that's enough. He's like, no, I'm done when I say I'm done. So Doctor Strange just sends him to another dimension, some hell dimension. And he's like, he's in hell dimension. And Punisher looks at him and goes, if you do that again, I'm going to shoot your kneecaps out. I was like, this is going to get so much fun. I'm down. If we get more Punisher and Doctor Strange, I'm down for the next couple issues of this book.
That sounds good.
But yeah, so I mean, we're going to find out who killed the Watcher and why.
I never understood why they took his eyeballs.
Because he sees everything.
Well, I understand he sees everything, but the eyeballs are just a method of interpretation.
No.
Well, you got to think Marvel Universe,
right.
science mumbo jumbo.
Hey! Don't forget what's that show called? Naruto Shippuden, where it's like, I'll take your eyeball. No, I'll take your eyeball. I'll take your eyeball.
That's true.
Well, the eyeballs are a specific part of the whole mutation of the jutsu.
Eyeballs.
So don't get me into that crap.
Yeah, I know.
But so it's getting good. His eyeballs. The cool part was he saw his own death happen.
Neat. Wait, what?
Yeah, he's the Watcher. He sees everything. So he was sitting there, and he was sitting in his little moon base, and he was watching everything. And he saw, and it was like, and for the brief second, he felt fear, and he just instead of freaking out, He just went with it, and he turned to the person and said, "I see you," and then boom, it blows, and then his little base blows up. Someone shoots him in the head with a bullet. It's awesome.
Does that mean they're not going to do any more What If comics? Because that was one of my favorite parts of the What If comics, where he had like the Watcher, and he would talk and explain things, and the What If comic was over, and then he'd be like, "Well, this is a story."
I'm thinking we'll probably get a new Watcher because there are multiple.
He's a member of
Utao was dead. The Watcher of the Marvel 616 universe. So now, from here on out, every issue of Marvel Comics will have an original sin issue dealing with things that happened to different people.
It'll be a .1, right?
Including Captain America finding out his mind wipe.
That's going to be fun.
Spider-Man finding out about Silk. You know, I read Ultimate Spider-Man #1, Miles Morales. Good book. Ultimate Peter Parker comes back.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So that's the thing.
How does that happen?
That's the thing. And Norman Osborn's back. So
wait.
Yeah, I'm leaving you on cliffhangers.
Is it wibbly wobbly, timey wimey? Because that
No, but
you saw Peter Parker die. You saw the body, so he was dead.
Or did you?
Oh.
Or is it because ABC owns the show Resurrection?
No.
I see what you did there.
Clone Saga and Ultimate Spider-Man. They were Ultimate Spider-Man clones.
Are they going to do that again? They were like, that wasn't the real Peter Parker. It was a clone.
Well,
they might do it right this time.
Like in the Clone Saga.
Actually, they did the Clone Saga better in Ultimate Spider-Man.
I know, because they did 2 in the regular Spider-Man. They're like, that wasn't. It's like this clone over here is actually the original Peter Parker, but this one is the original Spider-Man. This makes no sense. But here's the Scarlet Spider, so it's okay.
Yeah. So that's what I was doing basically.
Nice.
So Nathan,
what have you been
doing?
Well, let's see. I played Lego Marvel Superheroes on the Xbox One.
And was bored?
I was very bored with it and went back to playing other games.
What?
You play games?
Shut your face. Hey, I beat Dead Rising 3 and Rise, alright?
Oh, wow.
Rise takes what?
Xbox Live?
Sure.
Xbox Live titles that came out launch day?
Yeah, but I'm playing the DLC now since it's all out, so I can just sit there and barrel through
Rise is
each
like,
one.
the DLC is just another hour of gameplay. They're like, it's the hour we forgot.
No, it's like co-op stuff and other levels. I'm like,
I
don't want to.
I'm playing co-op by myself.
Yeah,
I'm so bored.
Yeah, I'll buy the multiplayer.
Controllers.
I'll buy the multiplayer so I can play with people that buy it after it's been returned to GameStop. I watched my teen romantic comedy Snafu. It is a joyous comedy on Hulu Plus, the anime, that is basically about a loner kid that's really weird and awkward, but he's not stupid. He knows what he's doing. And then, in his conversations. And then, let's see, he's forced to join a club called the Service Club, and they basically solve other people's problems. So if you came in and said, I want this to happen to help me out, they take care of it. But it's only the one guy, who is sometimes called Hickey, and then a girl, and then eventually a girl that they help, she joins, but their names are all extremely Japanese and hard to say right now.
It's Japanese anime.
Yeah, I know. They weren't even going for like, here's Sasuke, or is it Sasuke, Sagura, nothing easy.
Nothing easy to say. It's always like, Samino Sorakai, or something like
here's
that.
Guy. Here's Guy.
This is
okay,
Dude.
Guy.
His name is Dude.
Dude. Yeah,
Dude Wasabi.
Oh, no, it's like the girl's name is like Juratichimon Juraton. I'm like, what?
What? Okay. You're like, can I have a voice actor, please?
The other's like, you're great, Tare. I'm like, I'm not going to try. So the show is very nice. It's a slice of life show. I enjoyed it.
Slice of life shows are actually good. The manga of the same genre is always, they're usually very funny.
Well, I watched Love, Chinoboyo, and Other Things, and that's actually hilarious because the concept is these are the people that haven't grown up yet into at least teenager mentality. So they still do like this whole, I'm going to sit around and play pretend. They dress up in like emo clothes. Kind of like goth kids.
Yeah.
But instead of straight up goth like we have it, they're more like Japanese anime goth. So, like one guy is like the demon king of hell and he has a fire and he holds his hand out and pretends to shoot flames. And, so he retired that whole aspect of himself. But there's like so much extra stuff in it that I don't want to ruin it. But basically,
It's
with
good.
with both shows, people know each other and they don't know that they know each other, kind of thing.
Because they know the character but not the player.
It's not even that. It's just random situations, eavesdropping, that sort of thing. But good shows. But let's see. Going to current shows, Castle is a TV show that I watch, and I watched it this week. It's starting to kind of wind down because they're like, yeah, we don't have an overarching thing except for Detective Kate Beckett's mother getting killed and her investigating that, and we're wrapping that up about now. So,
Ta-da!
yeah, no, next week probably will be the
What if they actually
Castle
did a
Beckett.
ta-da?
It'll be a wedding. It kind of was. It was a little bit of a
Literally?
A little bit.
Like, sorry, your mom got killed. Ta-da!
No, they didn't do it like that. I was thinking like she arrested the bad guy during his press
Oh,
conference.
so she finally got the guy.
Yeah, the guy. So
The guy.
the head of the conspiracy that was running for president. It's actually the guy from Heroes that had the horn rim glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all I remember from him. Like, he had the horn rim glasses. I
Who's
watched
that one guy from that show that I
kind of like
thought
the
was
first
good,
season,
and then it got really bad.
speaking of shows that were on for long periods of time, a long time ago, I watched 24, Live Another Day, which was
Dude, that show was amazing.
fantastic.
Jack Bauer is the man.
Never
Flat
seen
out.
24.
I have
Sorry.
at least.
Leave this room.
No, I just didn't.
Turn in
trust
your
me.
man card. Turn it in.
I don't have to turn in my man
You
card.
gotta turn it in.
Nope.
Dude, that guy is awesome. All right.
Dude, he was the first 20 minutes was Jack Bauer being Batman. And
Yeah.
it was amazing.
All right. Here's what they basically turned him into as the show went on over the years. He's a guy with a satchel that has anything he needs in it. It's got like the cell phone that can decrypt
MacGyver.
stuff.
So he's
basically,
Batman.
but he also has grenades, guns, stuff like that.
MacGyver's like
Torture
Batman.
devices. This is back. This show started around 9/11, and then in that time period, we became very pro. We're gonna hurt people, so they ran with it. The ratings were huge. He tortures the crap out of a lot of people in this show.
Yeah,
a lot of murder.
I think I've seen one episode.
It's actually good for the most part. You will have stupid episodes because it's a forced gimmick where, this show takes place over 24 hours and we have to make everything count. We can't skip time at all. So then they, throw these little story arcs in that are garbage. But this time they're not doing it because it's 12 hours. That's it.
12 episodes. It's going to be 24 hours for the 12 episodes.
So you
No,
have,
it's just
you have
12.
an entire
12 hours?
so
12
hold on.
hours.
Before they brought the show back for the 12 episodes, the entirety of several seasons took place in one day.
24 hours. 24
No, every
episodes.
single.
24 episodes. 24 on
So you're,
an
every
hour.
episode was a day.
No, every episode, every season was one day.
Oh, that
Every episode was 1 hour.
1 hour.
In that 24-hour period. So, like, the season could actually
I
start.
never really liked that concept. I didn't.
It was really hard to
understand
work with a
because
lot, but
a lot goes on in the span of that show, and I was like, he couldn't have done that in an hour. But the show apparently was well written, so
He's Jack Bauer.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he's Jack Bauer. Yeah, they didn't do anything during the writer's strike. They just said, okay, we'll just wait. They actually
they
waited like
probably
a year.
did the smart thing because a lot of shows that continue during the writer's strike went downhill.
Yeah, Lost, Heroes.
Heroes.
Yeah.
So
But
sad.
So you're like, we're gonna give Peter all these sweet powers, and then his dad's gonna take him away with a hug,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna bottle them and give them to the nerdy doctor.
well, that's the whole thing with you've got all these. You have someone that's too powerful, like say Superman or Goku at times. What do? You either make someone more powerful or take away the powers. But I think nowadays they're realizing, well, what you do is you don't focus on that one character. You focus on other characters, and that person comes in and save the day, kind of like what they did with the Matrix movies,
Yeah, but
to an extent.
Peter wasn't the focus of the entire show, and he wasn't in it all the time.
That was their mistake.
Yeah, but he didn't really affect a lot. He just kind of stumbled around in the dark, surviving.
He left a girl in a parallel timeline,
That wasn't his fault.
or alternate timeline.
That was actually kind of cool.
That made me sad. Like they.
Oh, that was sad because he loved that girl.
Right, so it's like we were going to develop this love interest, this whole angle, and then dump it. Oh, okay, thanks, heroes.
That was the bad part about it, but I don't know. The show, the first season was so good, and they were taking it in such a right direction, and then the writer's strike happened, and you were like, why?
This is why I watched 24. 24 so Jack Bauer choked someone out with handcuffs. By a handcuff. He choked a dude out while he was handcuffed.
Oh, he kind of
behind his back.
Yeah, he's handcuffed behind his back. He
choked
just
the
like,
dude out.
got
I
him
was
out of
like,
that.
you're my hero.
It was amazing.
I'll start watching 24
What?
then.
Just watch. I tell you what.
This season's a great jumping off point for people who haven't seen it. Just start off with go on Hulu.com and watch this first episode. It's a great jumping off point. You don't need all the backstory. You just know that Jack Bauer was marked the traitor for the country, and now he's back for some reason.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of Wikipedia'd the show.
Yeah, he's
I was like, I know this isn't going to suffice with the action, but it's going to let me know what's going on.
He's fighting Benjamin Bratt and Sarah from Chuck, who's like his female counterpart apparently.
I was like, you said Chuck. I was like, Chuck Norris.
No, Yvonne Strahovski.
Yes,
she's actually a really awesome actress. She practices, an exercise that focuses on using swords.
Neat.
And I actually bought a Lisa book on that for her Kindle.
Neato.
I was like,
swords are fun.
$10-15. It works your core really well because the idea is you're focusing your movement as you do it, and you can feel that muscle, which would also make you a stronger sword master.
Yeah.
But anyways,
a lot of your power comes from your core.
24, Live Another Day. It's a must-see if you like action and drama. If you are squeamish on violence and guns, then don't watch this. Otherwise, watch... Oh, man, I'm just going to say this. The Escape. How awesome was that?
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give anything away because no one's had a chance to watch.
It was so well planned.
Last week, I went to go see Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I wanted some time to think on it before I
over.
really... Yeah.
I've heard mixed reviews on that.
I do... I want to take the... the special edition they've already released, the picture for it from Amazon, and I want to take that and start doing memes with it because I love Jamie Foxx's Electro face where he's just like, "Brr,
oh, the bust?
The bust.
So good.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to find a nice...
It's a derp face.
It is.
I was already not a fan of the first one.
It's like they caught him in mid-sneeze.
There are just so many things I'm hearing wrong with the second one that's already just irking me.
There's so much wrong with it. It's...
the Superhero Cafe addressed most of the major issues with the first movie. Where they were like, why didn't you just give him a little bit of the serum if you knew they were going to turn back at the beginning of the day? Maybe her father could have lived and you could be
a lot of things just didn't add up. Peter Parker was a scientist when he wanted to be.
Yeah.
Okay, Peter Parker barely was a scientist in this film. Okay, he doesn't understand the principles of electricity, and he needs Gwen to explain things to him, and he has to YouTube things.
That doesn't make any sense.
He is so dumb that he has to YouTube how electricity works. Also, he's so emo now. He's so emo that he curls up into a little ball and turns on his little cell phone and listens to little emo bands when he's moody and upset.
What's he listening to?
Gwen's voice?
Stuff that is...
Wait, Gwen's voice is an emo band? Because that'd be an amazing name for a band.
It would be an amazing name for a band, but since she has a terrible lisp... So what's up, Peter? Oh, I can't wait. I love you, Peter, but Spider...
They're just foams at the mouth.
I also hear that Peter Parker was a Twilight-esque stalker in this.
Yeah, because he's basically like, we can't be together, Gwen.
But I love you.
But
I stalk
you for the past month and a half.
He straight up stalks her for at least a month and a half.
So he tries to do the honorable Peter Parker thing with
that he promised in the end of the other movie.
He was like, it's like I don't want you to be hurt by people that I make enemies with. And Mary Jane's like, well, isn't that my choice to make? And I'm like, that's a cool one. And then bad things happen in the second movie.
Yeah, in this one, really bad things happen to her.
I've heard about the spoiler talk.
Which, so I'm not even going to
It's not
bother.
really a spoiler. It's
comic
book lore. We all know.
It feels like they forced it, though.
A little bit. Well, you know what my favorite is? Do you remember where this notorious event takes place? It was on the bridge.
Uh-huh.
They have a whole scene on a bridge. And they're like, okay, let's go over here now. Just to fake you out.
I'm done. I'm tapping.
I was
I'm not going to see it.
Wait, what?
I'll wait till it comes out on DVD.
Literally,
Cop out.
They're right over there. Like, Electro and the Goblin are right over there. And instead of, like, saying, oh, just fine, blah, 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 they're like,
See,
nah.
that's some of the things I'm just hearing wrong with it.
Like everything?
Yeah.
Electro being... Now, Max Dillon in this movie, when he started off, was a genius.
Yeah.
When he turned into Electro, he's just a thug. Hired muscle.
He's a thug with powers.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens when you get powers, remember?
Yeah, but
No.
Because Spider-Man got powers and he's no longer a scientist.
He's like, I don't know how any of this works.
I'm gonna have to force. They're like, we'll pay you money if you force social media in this movie. YouTube it is.
And then it's like just like things like Harry Osborn not getting the Spider-Man, like Peter not even trying to help him as
He
Spider-Man.
doesn't even try. He's like,
He doesn't even try
no,
to-
we can't do this because
It might kill you. He was can I
go. Yeah,
He was supposedly already dying from this. I've read the spoilers. And
it's
stuff.
called "You're Gonna Die-itis."
Yeah,
That's what he had.
Oh.
Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn has "You're gonna die-itis," and
They both do.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's a family blood trait. You're gonna die-itis. So Harry has "You're gonna die-itis," and he figures Harry's first of all, Harry's a smart guy in this. So Harry's like, maybe Spider-Man's blood can save me. Peter, you take pictures of Spider-Man. Hook me up.
Why would you think Spider-Man's blood's gonna save him?
He's a smart guy in this.
It's actually because
Is that like the cure-all for the Marvel Universe, the blood of Spider-Man?
no.
Or is it the tears of Captain America?
This is one of the complaints I had. Wow, that's it. I have to shoot you now.
Tears of Captain America.
That was anti-American.
That was great.
Okay, I'll explain this because it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And it's terrible.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
So,
nuts.
all right, who here has seen The Amazing Spider-Man 1? Everyone? Yeah? Okay.
No, I didn't see it.
Seriously, you didn't see 1?
No, I heard it was bad.
Do you want to borrow it?
It looked awful.
I haven't. You want to borrow it?
I'll borrow it and
I don't-
subject myself to awful
Yeah,
things.
you should really watch it. Okay. So,
I paraphrase it on YouTube.
let's go back to 1 real quick to recap. In the first movie, his parents just disappear. Like, they were supposedly dead in a car crash or something like that.
Like in the animated series.
Right. Now, in this one, it's basically they dump the kid off at his aunt and uncle's, say, we'll be back when we can. And then they disappear. Now, in this one,
They're living in
they
California, like living up the life.
they
Spies.
explain what happens. Basically, they're in a private jet, and one of the pilots comes back, and you see him, like, wash his hands. It's covered in blood, and, Richard Parker figures it out, and,
They both die anyway.
like the mom gets shot in the belly. She's dying of a gut shot wound. She's just kind of limp in her seat.
Is all this happening on the plane?
Yeah.
Oh. Just
Yeah. Well, Richard Parker killed the one guy. The pilot's he killed the assassin. The pilot's dead, and it looks like he's choking on a seatbelt or his own tie, something like that. Like because a door got blown open because Richard Parker shot the glass to the door, so it just went. It sucked the bad guy out before he had a chance to put the parachute on completely, so he's dead. So you see the plane just kind of going down. The reason they had to run, I'm going to ruin this, spoilers, is because Richard Parker and Norman Osborn were actually making like various regenerative serums from animal and insect DNA.
Okay.
So they were working on things with, say, various animals that may be related to... Exactly. Related to bad guys in the Marvel Universe, like the Sinister Six guys. And yes, there is a vault where they stored a lot of the research. Because the one guy got too sick, Richard Parker, Norman Osborn got too sick, Richard Parker left. So there is a vault with all the tech in it, including a glider with like some sort of mech suit thing you would slip into maybe to be awesome as you ride the glider.
I know I saw like the arms and the
sounds
wings.
so bad.
I feel like they're handing you everything like you're an idiot, like...
I think what they wanted to make was, it sounds like what they really wanted to make was Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, so they made 2 movies to lead up to it so they could shovel it
He's
all
not
over.
going to be in the Sinister Six movie.
Okay, also...
Garfield's done?
Okay, no. It's a Sinister Six movie. It's not a Spider-Man movie. Also, here's another thing. They did the Rhino at the very end of the film. That scene in the theaters...
Is that Paul Giamatti?
Yeah. The whole
makes
thing
no
you see with
sense.
Rhino... Okay. Gosh, there's so much about this movie. This is one of the things I want to talk about today, so it's fine.
Keep going.
So
I heard about this.
Paul Giamatti becomes the Rhino. Now, the Rhino in the comics is like...
My dude in a suit.
Yeah, well, he wears a suit, there's some genetic stuff.
Mm-hmm. He's a typical Spider-Man animal-themed enhanced villain.
Now,
it's a
the
robot.
suit is a robot that looks kind of cartoony and like its head waggles like a real rhino's when it runs.
So he's literally in a giant robotic
Rhino suit that has...
Does it stand up at least?
It stands up and has machine guns and rocket launchers and...
Because he's a Russian and that's what they do.
The belly opens and look, he's like,
Does a baby
I am
rhino
the
come
bad
out?
Russian.
No!
I am Russian guy, bad Russian. I kill you now.
But he's not Russian in the comic book.
Dear
No.
Marvel, please spend $5 billion and buy this franchise back.
Yes.
You will make it in spades. But please buy this franchise back because Sony's just messing it up so much.
Sony's like, this is pretty much what Sony probably did. They were like, we could use a couple $1 million. What do you want to do? Just find a writer that no one cares about and give him a stack of comic books and have him make a movie. And
apparently, Spider-Man wasn't in the movie for majority of this movie.
Wait, what?
No, Spider-Man. Like actual Spider-Man.
It was just a majority
It
of
was
him stalking
the
his
Peter Parker.
As the Peter Parker Gwen Stacy show for
Okay.
most of the movie.
When they did that in Iron Man 3, it was good. When they did it in this, it was infuriating. Also, this is a minor gripe. I'm going to say it, and, my friends Eli and Ian are both like, oh, stupid. But, okay. He's Peter Parker. He is Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
There are scenes, this is because of Andrew Garfield's acting, where he's like chewing the scenery a little. There are scenes...
Literally chewing on the scenery?
It's an acting term. If you don't know that, no. He runs up steps. Okay, he's in.
He's out of breath.
He's out of breath. He's just like he's. No. Don't even fake it and say, oh well, he's trying to look like blah blah blah.
No,
he's a skinny dude.
That's what Superman does. He fakes it.
But
Peter
No,
Parker
but
does.
see,
he was over.
Here's the fix for this. Amazing Spider-Man 1, he's a skateboarder.
I know. I saw that. I was like, why is Peter Parker so popular?
He's a skateboarder. That means
so
he's athletic. He's got to have some kind of talent to do that skateboard. There's no way he's just out of... See, that's...
But he's Spider-Man. He's super acrobatic. And he can hold things with his feet because he's a spider.
No, it's fine that he can skateboard and stuff. But once you see the scene where he's skateboarding in an abandoned wharf...
Oh, and wharf and he's starting the webs. Oh, my... This movie, God help me.
And he starts to what?
This starts the web swing or whatever.
Yeah, he's like web swinging while he's skateboarding.
Well, he's skateboarding. It's...
I like that they use the web shooters
Because
still.
he's so hip.
Because web shooters good. And
I didn't mind organic webbing.
I
really enjoyed the part of Spider-Man where they were going into the totem power of the good writing part, and then they just made it go away.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
There's a lot of stuff in this movie that just
Awful.
it's irky.
how about the fact that like Harry Osborn and freaking the Electro are in it for like the last 10 minutes of the movie. Like
it feels like that. It's really the last third.
They basically rushed the villains into it. Like, oh, by the way, we gotta throw these guys into it.
See, I would have liked it to be more like Ultimate Spider-Man, where his father helped create the Venom symbiote.
That's another thing.
That's what they put away.
Norman should have been the first person. This should have been a Norman Osborn story. Harry should have been a supporting character. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Harry finds out that his dad's maybe the Goblin. He's a little upset about it. Finds out maybe. But this should have been a Norman Osborn story about, hey, I want that blood, and I want that spider power that you have, just like it always is in the comic books. And he goes out and he fights him. He finds out he's Spider-Man. He helped Gwen Stacy. I'm going off. But no, they can't.
Here's the other thing. The reason he didn't give him the blood, okay, and didn't allow him to survive,
didn't help his friend,
is because Richard Parker did a thing where only his DNA will work with it to actually heal you and blah blah blah. So basically, instead of it being a random genetically mutated spider bite like we all know and love,
it was the intended for Peter thing.
More or less, the only person that could get this would be Richard or Peter.
That doesn't make any sense.
This movie sucks.
Yeah, and also
I haven't even seen
Richard
it.
Parker has a
Sounds cool.
Windows XP based lair that he hid under Roosevelt Station.
Yeah, I saw that in the preview.
where you see the thing coming up
He's
from
like,
the.
my name is Richard Parker,
Really?
and this is really what Oscorp's doing. You're like, what?
How do you build that?
Without
who
Oscorp
helped-
knowing, if Oscorp has Peter under surveillance,
They had his father.
they would think they would have Richard under surveillance. How are you sneaking off?
Well, that's how they end up killing Richard.
How are you
But-
building this without Oscorp knowing in the first place?
Yeah,
they
that-
would have
that's-
already gone down there and raided it. Norman Osborn
Yeah.
is a meticulous genius. He would have known, like he would have had the schedule of when he gets up in the morning, has his coffee, goes to the restroom, and then goes to work, and be like, oh, it's right on time. Oh, he's going to his underground lair. We're gonna go raid it when he's dead because I'm going to have him killed this afternoon.
Yeah, he'd have his
I'm
feet,
Norman Osborn.
he would have his feet up, drinking his coffee or latte or whatever, going, "Hey, Richard, you don't know I can see you. I'm waving at you. Hi. I'm the Goblin."
Like,
So, and the fact
I'm
they
going to have you
didn't
killed
tell-
tonight. This is hilarious.
Oh yeah, and like the goblin, if you will, personality is actually like part of that. It's going to kill you disease that they have.
So
So they start turning green, and
this
their
death is fucking
fingernails.
crap.
Their fingernails start growing longer because you know,
So they're pawning it off as a goblin disease,
more or less.
and I'm guessing he dies in this movie.
Oh,
Which one?
There's
Goblin.
There's
Which one?
Yeah.
Wait,
No, the Green Goblin does not die in this film. I'll just
I
say
always,
that.
I
And
always
there
enjoy-
is a
the goblin should always be an injection,
There's an after credit scene that got cut apparently
which is what.
with Norman in the vault, and
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah,
what?
we'll see. We'll talk. That's too spoilery.
I don't
so
care.
It's
Yeah.
off air.
This movie sounds awful.
It's very not
like
good.
it sounds like the
Fantastic Four movies. Because those
Oh,
are terrible.
which are filming, boys. We are going to get this Fantastic Four movie.
I
before
don't
I
think anybody wants
was
it.
No.
before I was a Green Lantern fan. All I wanted to be when I grew up was Spider-Man, and that's when I found out my mom didn't tell the truth all the time, because she said when I could be anything I wanted to be if I put my mind to it, and I tried really hard to be Spider-Man. It just didn't work out. But I was a really big Spider-Man fan, and then I found different stuff, and this movie hurts me a lot because that's the whole reason I didn't see the first one, because I watched how it should have ended on YouTube, and I was like, well, don't need to see this one. I hated the third one of the original series because it was awful, and it just I read Spider-Man comics every now and again, and
Do you know whose fault it all is? It's Sony's, because they want that money.
because you know what it
Just like Fox wants that money.
it's Sony.
Yeah.
Sony's based in Japan, and they don't care about movies. What they really do, I mean, they make good video games and good consoles.
They're losing money anyway, so
They should stick to that and leave the movies alone.
Yeah, Sony Pictures not doing so well.
they're
right
not
now.
doing well. This is the franchise that's saving them.
And it did not do that well.
No, it's not compared to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies.
No.
Because those were great.
Yeah, you see, Sam Raimi wanted to do Spider-Man 3 as Sandman, okay?
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man 4, all Venom.
Which would be great. You introduce the Venom suit, and then he gets rid of it in the middle of the third movie, and Venom is created. That would have been the best last scene where it comes out of the bell tower, and then he's like, "Ha ha, Venom!" You could do the whole fourth movie as Venom,
Yep.
and they kind
Nope,
of screwed him
didn't do
like
it.
that.
Yep. And he's like, I wanted to make another one, but they, made me screw up 3, and I was like, I'm done.
No. They said he was done.
Well, yeah, they say he was
They
done
said he
because
was
it's
done
so
because
bad.
they were a couple days from starting to shoot for.
That's right, yeah.
And Sony was like, "Kibosh, we're gonna make Amazing Spider-Man."
Yeah, which was bad.
Which was several years later, though.
You don't just...
Yeah, just
And I am sick of Andrew Garfield. Everyone's like, he's so cute, he's so good,
no,
he is Peter Parker.
You know
I'm
who's
like,
better? Who's a better? You know, in the third Spider-Man movie, Topher Grace was a better Peter Parker.
no,
Than
the
Peter.
best
Yes.
Peter Parker is Josh Keaton.
Yeah.
But
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
he is the best Peter. He is the best Peter Parker Spider-Man.
is that on streaming right now? I heard it was.
I haven't seen it, but I
I
know
gotcha.
that the Blu-ray's out, the full season on the Blu-ray.
The full show?
The full show.
When
On
was the
Blu-ray.
show made?
2001?
Yeah.
3?
Is it live action?
Yeah,
No.
This is the only. No, it's cartoon. It's
Okay.
probably
Because I really
3 seasons.
I like Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh,
on the
Disney one.
It's
Or the-
got its moments.
Is that the one? Is Spectacular Spider-Man the one that was before it?
Yes.
Okay, that one was amazing.
Everyone loves that one.
So good.
I didn't like the animation style, so I didn't give it.
I love the animation style.
Well,
it was different.
I know it was different. It was a step above what the Transformers TV show was.
Oh,
That
it was
that
so
garbage
bad.
Transformers show.
Where it was like, we're gonna mix in really bad 3D animation with your 2D animation because we're awesome.
Yeah, but yeah. So
Let's roll on down. We've beaten this dead horse.
We've hated on Spider-Man.
Yeah, since you didn't bring me back Transformers, you have to watch Amazing Spider-Man on Blu-ray.
Okay.
No, really, dude.
No.
It's not okay.
it's not okay. It's really bad.
I liked Man of Steel.
Man
of Steel was better.
Way better.
Well, that's not hard to do because the other Superman movies are awful.
Yeah.
For the
Yes.
time, the first two
Yeah.
were really good.
I don't know, Soup. What we gonna do?
That was 3. When they had Richard Pryor and the supercomputer, because apparently no one understood what computers really did until about, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Until about 10 years ago, it's like they were like, oh, I was like, computers at that time were still fed by like punch cards. What's this one doing making robots?
It's a video game.
I am a computer.
I am computer.
I am computer.
Yeah, I like the...
They should have just called it Brainiac. Would have been better. Anyway.
Anyways. All right, let's talk about the top 10 movies. Marquise, lay it down.
Yeah,
What you got?
so obviously number 1 was Amazing Spider-Man with 91 with $91.6 million. Number 2 was The Other Woman with $14.4 million.
I haven't seen that movie either.
Number 3 was Heaven is for Real with $8.6 million. Number 4 was Captain America with $7.7
Still holding
million.
strong, buddy.
Yep.
Still haven't seen it.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Can't wait to
You need
buy it.
see it. Number 5 is Rio 2 with $7.7 million.
Heard that movie wasn't so good.
No, not compared to the first one.
It's not for us.
Number 6 was Brick Mansions. That was Paul Walker's movie with $3.6 million.
I still want to see that District B13 American version.
Yeah, seriously.
That's really
it's
all
like-
it is.
That's all it is. Number 7 was Divergent with $2.1 million. So Divergent still holding strong.
Was that movie okay?
Yeah, that
was
movie
good.
that's very
Yes.
Was it like the new Hunger Games?
good. No, it was no Hunger Games.
Well, yeah, it's better than The
Because
Host.
it's been compared.
Way better than
Well,
Twilight.
the Host was awful, and so was
Yes.
Twilight. So
But
that's really a bad comparison.
But it's under Hunger Games right now.
We'll take these crappy movies.
It's under Hunger Games. It's like
I
let's
thought
say
it was a better
it's
movie
Hunger
than Hunger
Games,
Games.
Divergent, and then everything else.
Yeah, it was better than the first Hunger Games, but wasn't better than Catching Fire.
It made more than
Catching Fire
I haven't
was
seen
awesome.
Catch a Fire.
it made more than Beautiful Creatures, Divergent. I mean, Beautiful Creatures.
should see
The
Catching
Host
Fire.
and
What was that one with like the City of Bones?
yeah, all 3 of those combined.
Yeah.
Never saw
Which,
City of Bones.
I actually liked City of Bones. It was pretty good.
So,
Okay.
number 8 was The Quiet Ones with $1.9 million.
Is that the scary movie?
Yeah.
With the people that created the Poltergeist?
It's
Yeah. Number
It's a
9
rental.
was the Grand Budapest Hotel with $1.7 million. And number 10 was God's Not Dead at $1.7 million.
Wait. Okay, so we have Heaven is for Real and
And
God's Not Dead.
Yep.
Okay.
It's been a big resurgence in those
Christian
in
movies.
Christian movies.
I'm like, all right.
They've made a huge impact in those ones.
I have no problem with them existing at all. Which you might say, well, Nathan, you're kind of a jerk. Why wouldn't you? Well, everyone's allowed to make a movie.
Just because you're a jerk doesn't mean you can believe in something.
Yeah.
You don't have.
Okay,
I heard those movies are actually good,
Well, I don't know the.
even though they're kind of pigeonholed for a specific audience.
I don't know anything about Heaven's for
Well,
Real.
what movie isn't pigeonholed for Pacific audience?
Very
Well,
true.
I heard
Transformers?
Heaven's for Real was kind of really slow, like the book. The book was slow. So.
Oh, okay. It's based
Yeah.
on the. I was-
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was based on the
a
good
book that's based on a true happening.
No, it's stupid. Too stupid. Right.
It is, but it was a book first.
Yeah.
And
So it's a movie based on a book based on
on-
something that happened.
Yes.
And
we're gonna talk about the
TV
TV
stuff.
because
Cool.
So got time for that. So let's go ahead and talk about. Let's see. Some things have been dumped, and some things coming out for the fall. So Marqees, Shantel, I don't know if you guys conversed. Lay it on.
Well,
I know, but I know
we
some things.
just this is our first time seeing each other like the entire
Oh,
day.
hi, how are you?
So,
Working.
Don't you live together?
well, I was at work all day today, so that's why.
Facebook.
No.
I mean, we,
Don't you got a cell phone?
No, but
You're
so
like, no. What's that?
Smartphones.
so so we find out today that CW canceled some shows today. The Carrie Diaries, Starcross, the Tomorrow People got canceled.
Tomorrow People actually was getting pretty good.
Meanwhile, but check this: they renewed Beauty and the Beast,
Which is
Heart of Dixie, and the 100. So
The 100 is a good show. So
It's
I'm not gonna
really
say
good.
It's a really good show. The other two I couldn't.
The 100 is a good sci-fi show for people that have to have that young adult feel because the main characters are all like 16 to 22 or whatever. But it's basically it's got some battle royale, some Hunger Games, some After Earth, all those elements. Earth 2, going way back. But it's good. It's gritty. It's dark. It's
I've seen a
more
couple
realistic
episodes, and
than
it's
a lot of
actually
those.
pretty cool.
dude, when he got the first episode, when he got
Yes,
we all clapped at Comic-Con. It was amazing. We were like, yeah, whoa, what a because it was the end of the first episode. We were like, what a great ending to the first episode.
They just bring the dude back.
Yeah,
Well, since then, people have been stabbed,
hung.
That was a good
Yeah.
one.
What was it? There's a radiation storm.
Yes.
Like it's a cloud of like.
Radiation.
Well, you actually can.
And
Cause
it makes the Fantastic Four.
radiation's actually invisible, so this is more like a yellow dust cloud
Oh.
that just comes through.
So it's
Does
like
have
a
lightning? I can't
Dusty
remember.
radiation storms on
it
Mars.
might.
Yeah.
You
And,
get like a warning. Well, the grounders send a warning out.
Well, yeah. There's people that survived the last 97 years or whatever. It kind of, it has elements of, oddly to say, Gundam when you think about it, because these people have been living in space. So you have like the after colony, or you have the people who are like this after colony or da da da. Then you have the people that have been living in secret on the ground this whole time, and you're finding out little things. And I'll spoil it. Guess what? They speak English now. Anyways. Which I thought was stupid. They even acknowledged, like, there's no way they speak English. Thank you.
And then he just like starts speaking sentences, and I'm like, really? Can he?
But
The universal language, English.
Well, they just didn't give up, English. They didn't give up the language.
Universal language. America.
America.
They speak America.
You were going to say marijuana. I was like, really? We're going there? How did you
not
know
how
it takes
like-
place in Colorado?
It's not a language. You're like, well, it's a state of mind, brother.
Hey, everyone, it's 420 today.
Well, there's some other shows that are in trouble, so I'm going to shoot through the list of shows that are in trouble, and we can stop.
Yeah.
If any show jumps out at you, you can stop. About a Boy looks like
Such a good show.
looks like it.
I love the movie.
The chances is looking good, so it might get picked up again.
I watch it every Tuesday.
Bad Teacher is on the border. Believe is looking unlikely. That's
Yeah, it's going to be canceled.
Never saw
Betrayal
that.
is
I haven't
looking.
seen anything about Believe.
Yeah, see.
She's got powers like Akira,
Oh.
Yeah,
but who cares?
I saw that. I keep seeing that commercial where she screams and makes birds fly around that lady, and I was like, next.
But she can also, like, pick up stuff with her mind and throw it at people like cars.
Unless she makes it.
See the future.
Yeah, but I kind of.
Yeah, it's not. No.
Betrayal's looking unlikely. Black Box is looking unlikely. That's that ABC show with like the lady with like she's a schizo with like magic powers and
I
stuff.
think I even seen
No,
a
she
commercial
doesn't.
for that.
She doesn't have magic powers. She's just supposed to. The idea is they're showing the magic of being schizophrenic and how when she doesn't take her medicine, she's in another world.
So schizophrenic is magical.
Right. So basically, they're insulting, mental health.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
So-
awful.
Community chances are looking good. So
I'm hopeful because the last season was, even though it was short, was really good.
really good. Yeah. The Crazy Ones looking like a close call. Crisis is looking unlikely. Dracula is looking unlikely.
Good. Dracula was awful.
Friends with Better Lives is looking like a close call. That's that new CBS
It
show.
just
I think.
started.
That's the one with the Vanderbeek, right?
It's got James Vanderbeek. It's got
You got the beak.
the model
cares?
Brooklyn Decker. Not Kate Upton, but Brooklyn Decker.
Ben Savage has been directing a couple episodes of that show too.
That's weird.
When he's not doing Girl Meets World.
Oh my god.
The Goldbergs is looking good. I just watched a Star Wars episode of that. That was pretty amazing.
Nice.
If you haven't watched the Goldbergs, check it out. It's after comes on after Shield. It's a pretty good show.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's hard to watch sometimes. It's like a really funny Wonder Years.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Growing Up Fisher looks like a close call. That's
also
with-
a good show.
A lot
yeah.
of people watch
The
that.
show's hilarious.
Yeah, Hannibal's looking good. Hostages is looking unlikely. Intelligence is looking unlikely.
Following.
The Mentalist is looking unlikely.
No.
Mixology is looking unlikely. Nashville is a close call. The Neighbors is looking unlikely. Parenthood's close call. Resurrection is looking good. Revolution looking like a close call.
I like Revolution.
It's a cool concept, and the show was really cool.
Season 2 is a lot better than Season 1.
Still it's a subjugatory, whatever.
What?
Subjugatory.
Oh, no, Suburgatory.
Suburgatory.
Yeah, because it's the suburbs with purgatory. No, I like Suburgatory.
That's a smart word.
The girl that's on the show, I can't remember her name right now. She was in Evil Dead, which by the way, if you haven't watched Evil Dead, the remake,
it's really good.
It's really good, and she did an amazing job, and she does a great job on the show. They call her Tessa on the show, and I'm in love with her.
Okay.
And
we'll totally
that's she's okay.
Oh, yeah.
We have
that'll go over real well.
We have our crushes. We're allowed. So you
see this crushes, then you drop the L word. You better ease up on the L word a little bit.
Oh, all right. Since she has been in love with Jillian Michaels since before I met her, then it's okay that I love this girl here that I don't know her name.
Well, okay then. Okay. Moving on.
Back to TV.
It's called Woman Crush Wednesday. Okay.
Super Fun Night is looking unlikely. That's that Rebel Wilson show.
Terrible.
Pass.
Trophy Wife is looking unlikely.
Pass.
And then shows that won't be back. Almost Human.
Oh. That was a good concept.
It was a good concept.
But that's probably why Fox acts it. They're like, that show's smart, well written, has a good concept. Good job.
The Assets. Back in the Game. The Carrie Diaries. Dads. Enlisted.
Enlisted was so good. If you have a chance,
it's really funny.
Watch it.
Watch it on Hulu. They've got 4 episodes left, which they haven't on aired. So, How I Met Your Mother obviously is not coming back. Ironside. Good. That was all.
But I heard they're having a sequel. The sequel to How I Met Your Mother got picked up.
Yeah, How I Met Your Dad. It's not even How I Met Your Father. It's How I Met Your Dad.
Yeah.
They should have just called the whole show How I Met Your Stepmother, and it would have been a much better closure at the end of the show.
They got, I think, Meg Ryan to do the voice this time, and it's going to be Greta Gerwig, something like that. She's been in a lot of movies. She was in a movie with Ben Stiller.
How I Met Your needs to end. Seriously, you gave me 9 years of How I Met Your Mother. I don't need another 9 years of How I Met Your Dad.
Well, if they get a different team together, and it's better.
How I Met Your Mother's ending.
I liked it.
Seriously, all you should do is
it was a montage episode. It was awful.
Anyway, Killer Women's canceled. Lucky Seven's canceled.
Lucky Seven's stupid.
It was a good concept. The Michael J. Fox show.
Okay, Lucky Seven was done in a different country, and it succeeded there. And they tried to bring it here. They failed.
Well, the cast wasn't that strong either.
Keep going.
No, it wasn't.
Michael J. Fox show's canceled. Mind Games is canceled. Nikita done. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland is done. Raising Hope, Rake, Sean Saves the World, Star-Crossed, obviously Star. Surviving Jack.
Surviving Jack was a neat.
Yeah, it was. I liked the show from what I saw, but
wasn't it only around for a couple episodes?
Yeah, it was half a season. It was a tough love dad, played by Christopher Maloney, whom everyone should know from Law and Order Special
Victims Unit.
SVU, and it actually. Wasn't terrible.
Funny.
And his son wasn't a complete screw up. It's just that he got really hard on him every time he made a mistake, and it got weird. It was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Tomorrow, people, We Are Men. Welcome to the Family. The X Factor.
Oh, the X Factor's gone? Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we just have
The Voice and American Idol.
Yeah.
The Voice is actually
better.
Decent. And they're picking up Pharrell and Gwen Stefani for next season. I was actually really excited. I was like, Gwen Stefani.
I like Pharrell. He's an awesome producer.
He's an amazing artist, yeah.
So it'll be good to hear his takes, but I'm kind of done with the singing shows. I'm kind of, but then everything else is just shows that have been renewed or expected to get renewed.
There's actually not that many cancellations compared to years past, by the way. Well, I was going to say, have you heard Pharrell's newest album?
It's good.
No.
I just out of curiosity.
No, I have not heard. I've not heard a complete album. No, I've not heard a complete album.
It's the stuff that I've heard off of it. I have it. I just
don't get me wrong. He's a good producer. He can make good music. I'm just tired of the singing shows.
That's true.
I'm tired of people, getting up there. They've been. Everyone has hardships. I have the hardships. I got grandmas in the hospital, and I gotta go and make the money.
Everyone's got the troubles.
You got your sob story. Just sing. And so it's. But I'm just. I guess I'm just being a grump.
Stacy likes it, so I watch it vicariously. Every time she's like, "Let's watch The Voice" or Dancing with the Stars, I'm like,
I'm
gonna go play this the Star Wars thing.
I'm done with the celebrities dancing. Okay, we've had like 17 seasons of them.
Well, they have Lindsay.
Not really celebrities.
No, they had a Lindsay Sterling on like the internet version or something.
Who?
You don't know? Do you know who that is?
She's an amazing violinist.
She also did this awesome little short movie where she was Link and went into a room and busted up a bunch of jars.
It was amazing.
It's awesome. It's hilarious and cute.
And she's performed at several Comic-Cons and stuff.
Have you heard of the band Hailstorm? It has a female singer.
Yeah.
Okay, she and Lindsay Sterling just had a single come out, and it was awesome.
Okay,
it was just like good, like rock.
I'll look into this.
So she's favorited on my YouTube.
She's an amazing violinist.
Yeah, she does like crazy ballerina stuff as she's performing. And
she's also a big, huge nerd, which is awesome.
Yes, she is a giant nerd, and I want to meet her at some point in my life. Hopefully I won't be sweaty at that time because I would feel gross hugging her.
Yeah, there's actually in one of the Comic-Con shows she played, she was dressed up as Link and she had the little Navi on her shoulder and it was giving her crap. It was awesome.
I can't meet celebrities at Comic-Con.
You're like, I'm sweaty, hug me.
Dude, I was so nervous when I met Jason David Frank and I was like, dude, am I sweaty? Do I smell? I'm meeting Tommy from the Power Rangers. I don't want to smell.
Speaking of which, I just had to bring this up because you guys saw him. The gentleman, Shantel, you remember you mentioned from The Office. They played Ryan on The Office. What was his name?
Oh God, what is
that dude?
BJ Novak.
Okay, you saw BJ Novak in New York City, and he was actually doing stuff for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
He's Alistair Smythe.
I was actually kind of cool that I heard, when I heard he was just kind of mentioned, I was like, oh, sweet.
He also mentioned like Felicia Hardy was Harry's assistant.
Yeah, which they don't really do a whole lot with. She
basically goes, here's the secret vault keys.
It's like they sprinkle Easter eggs in there to be like, I know you're a fan of Spider-Man.
That's what they did.
Wait, hold on. There's two more things then. This movie. Well, I was going to say, Alistair Smythe is basically the Flash Thompson of this movie. But except he's that too, the guy that plays Electro. Not plays Electro, but becomes Electro. You're right. Now, going back to the just Amazing Spider-Man, I made this comment before. They're trying to merge, if what I see is correct, they're trying to merge the Fox universe with the Sony Marvel universe.
They're not.
It looks like... Do you know why I said that, though? Because... they have, instead of like, say, something for the Sinister Six movie or something for the, anything else Spider-Man related, they show an excerpt from X-Men Days of Future Past.
I can tell you why. Okay, so Mark Webb was contracted to do two Fox movies. He did one, 500 Days of Summer, and then Sony grabbed him to do Spider-Man. Fox said, we'll let you go if you give us free promo for X-Men. That's why you got X-Men Days of Future Past promoted in Spider-Man 2. They got free promotion.
So how does that work for you? Does that make you feel like a corporate shill? Because it does make me feel like that, and I'm not even part of it.
I just...
Hey, Sony, thank you for ruining Spider-Man.
Hey, Fox, thank you for ruining everything.
Although Days of Future Past looks amazing. Oh, I just want to talk about two little things before we go. Because I want to get off the Spider-Man thing because I'm furious about it. One, did you guys watch the Gotham trailer?
Yes.
All right. You in?
No. I'm in if it's in the Arrow universe.
Agreed. If they tie it into Arrow, I'm in.
Okay. Two, Sunset Overdrive. Who watched the 4-minute thing?
I watched it. It's not too much in the video games, but
okay. So, what did you think?
I'm thinking that once it's done, it's got that Ratchet and Clank feel to it. I watched the trailer, and then I watched the IGN Rewind trailer, and I liked it.
You know what it reminds me of? I've said this like 1,000 times today. Like Dead Rising, done by the team that did Ratchet and Clank. Period.
Which sounds amazing.
It's completely neon, not neon. Just like the palette is just neon colors.
Yeah,
lighthearted weapons.
They were saying that IGN they said they got to play the demo a little bit of it, and it was the alpha, the day alpha, whatever. They were like, they were like and guys at Insomniac were saying that the game itself is basically keep moving. If you stay still, you're gonna get overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. You got to keep moving. That means you got to constantly be jumping off walls. You constantly got to be zip lining across stuff. And I mean, from what I saw, it looked amazing.
It looks really. I mean, it's got that whole parkour thing down really well.
Yeah, but their last game started out looking amazing too.
With this one,
this
watch
one,
the link that I sent you.
Okay.
All right, just take 5
but
minutes.
see, this one's a little different because they kept this really quiet. Like once they announced it at last year's E3, that's all you heard from it.
By the way, if you're going to be stopping by my place so much to play games, guess what you and I are going to beat? Fuse.
Come on, Nate, you can't do that to me.
I can and I will.
Oh, I want to talk about this. Yesterday, Saban Entertainment announced that they're teaming with Lionsgate to make a Power Rangers movie.
We were so close to getting away with not mentioning it.
So good. Go Power Rangers.
Only if they die. There has to be blood.
No.
It's got. Here's my thing. It's got to be PG-13.
It's actually one of the ringtones I have on this phone.
It's got to be PG-13, and Jason David Frank has to be in it.
Yes.
I hate all you guys.
I agree.
Why are you so bad at this?
I hate the Power Rangers.
But it's Lionsgate. They don't do crappy work over there.
Yeah, they
Usually. They've done some not so good things.
Name one.
Oh, I don't know. I don't sit there and look at everything they've ever done.
Exactly.
I mean, their animated things were pretty good when they were working with Marvel.
Yeah,
remember
that?
that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it could be good, but honestly, I don't want to see the Power Rangers outfits. Like they would have to come up with something that looks much better.
I like the original Power Rangers movie.
The movie
outfits
they were
more like
armor and
body, like tight fitting body armor with the it looked more like leather and body armor.
Well, that's better. Yeah, that's much better because the spandex has got to go. And just out of curiosity, did you guys see the new pictures for Guardians of the Galaxy showing Star-Lord with his actual helmet on now?
Yep.
And I was like, okay, now I want that jacket.
Yeah, I know.
And I want the helmet and the guns.
So, hey, here's a question. Do we think Guardians is going to make more than Spider-Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Want to?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, it's.
Do you know what we're talking about when we say Guardians?
Yes,
It's licensed and
Okay.
made by the right
You have to
company.
get snippy with me.
I wasn't. I was just making sure I
No,
was
you guys-
clarifying.
He's like, no. Do you know
Listen,
what we're
do
talking
you
about?
even know what it is that the Guardians are referring to here? Do you no.
Yeah, but it's got the right.
I'm gonna
it's
get you, Nathan.
it's being directed and published by the right people, and it's not by someone just phoning it in for an extra.
Speaking of which, by the way, Fantastic Four just cast their Dr. Franklin Storm, Sue and
Yeah.
Is
I
it
heard
going to
about
hurt
this.
me?
not gonna hurt you. It's actually a pretty good casting. But yeah, so that's that. I'm not going to mention it too much because it hurts my soul. But yeah, speaking of Guardians, Original Sin, we're gonna find out how Peter Quill survived the Cancerverse, and why Nova didn't.
I want to know. Okay, so Nova died.
Yeah, but we're gonna
find out what happened.
We're gonna find out what happened.
So basically, Original Sin is exposing a lot of mysteries that they've been holding on to.
Because the Watcher, remember, he sees everything.
He sees everything. Right.
So
that sounds good.
Yeah,
It's probably going to end up being the Skrull.
no.
That's the way they save everything.
Well, the thing with Nick Fury said, only a handful of people know that the Watcher's up there, and not all of them are bad people. He told Captain America, goes, if I do this, if I lead this investigation, you might not like where this leads, because it might be somebody that you like.
It was Spider-Man.
So it was Spider-Man.
He was like, "This movie's gonna be garbage. I'm gonna erase it from existence."
So yeah. So I mean,
Man.
it's
Okay, who here watched Chronicle, by the way?
I did. Chronicle was a very good movie.
Do you guys have a Blu-ray player at your house?
Not yet.
Wait,
No.
I do.
Chronicle. Michael B. Oh wow, Shantel.
She got you, dude.
Okay.
You were like, started to explain the whole movie. She just started laughing.
Yeah. My sister, she gets
That's good.
Wow.
I gotta give you points for that.
She
On
does
that
it
note, welcome to the finale, everyone. And
Howdy-ho.
we're going to wrap this all up. So, does anyone have... Steve, you got anything you'd like to mention coming up? Or...
I'm gonna start writing again. I've been
Oh, that's all I need to know, Shantel.
no. since I've been watching Fate Zero steadily, since Stace hates anime, I can only watch it in a small window per day.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been compiling my list of heroic spirits that I would, do my own thing. So I'll throw that up, and a few other things about. I got to match some top 10 lists that are already existing. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chantel?
Arrow season finale.
So good.
Excited for that.
Yes.
I've been excited for Arrow the whole time.
It's just
If
good.
you got the Arrow season finale, I'll take the Shield
It's a pretty
season finale.
smart show.
It's really well done. I'm sorry. People, you gotta go watch Arrow when
Eli's
season.
I don't think so.
Well, no, they're watching.
And
it
then
now.
he was like, at
he-
first he was like, that shit looks like garbage. And now he's like,
So was I. I said the show looks like garbage.
in the first
Naysayers.
season, the first couple of episodes were.
I was a doubter because I
They
didn't
were
like
draggy.
Smallville.
You gotta work. It works this way in. It's like an arrow hitting you slowly, and then it finally gets to your heart and touches it, and you're like, whoa!
Yeah, it was.
When Slade got introduced, that's when business
Oh
picked up.
man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Slade's awesome.
Slade's the character they see at the show.
Okay, Marqees, so you're gonna be.
So I've got a few things. I'm going to do the
you got
Shield.
50.
I got the Shield season
A
finale.
few things means like 85.
If you guys check the site, I'm doing Avengers versus. If the Avengers A Squad goes rogue, who can stop them? So I'm picking a team. If you guys want to help me, put it in the comment links on the Facebook page or
will.
on the site. So give me character ideas because I'm
After
still
you-
building this team.
After the Avengers, let's just do one for every major team.
We can do that because I got inspired because of Justice League Doom. So
It's a good movie.
it is a good movie, and
Yeah, that was
Batman
such a good show.
Batman had to play for every member of the team. So I'm like, well, let me team build this and let me see how a team would take
Yeah,
it.
you're like, well, we could do that for the Justice League. And you're like, yeah, they already did that. It's called Batman.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the Doom was like.
And they're
Yeah,
like, well, what
it was
about
on-
Batman? And you're like, it's called the Justice League.
Yeah.
But see, in that universe, they haven't really tapped into that because it's like,
Marvel doesn't do that often.
yeah. because the Avengers are the prominent good guys. But what happens if the Avengers turn rogue?
Because Marvel
You
usually
got
goes,
billion-
Yeah,
You got
the
the-
Dark Avengers.
you got- you've
they're
got-
called villains for a reason.
You got the build all of Tony Stark with the money. You got the leadership of Captain America. You've got the muscle of Thor, Hulk, and Hyperion. Not to mention the
Yeah,
constant power of
Thor's-
Captain Universe.
Thor's essentially like
The martial arts of
Electric
Shang-Chi.
Superman.
You got Spider-Man. You got Wolverine. You got Captain Marvel.
Oh, you
got
don't need anyone else if you got Wolverine.
You got Manifold who can teleport everyone. You have a team that
can
is
destroy
well.
the planet.
Yeah. So you need a team that can stop a team that can, and that's what I'm doing. So that's
You
what I'm
just
doing.
call the X-Men. I mean, oh, they already did that.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, they already did
Wah,
that,
wah.
and the X-Men won that fight, by the way. So
Oh, it was so good.
it's so good.
You're like, oh, we could fight with the Avengers. And you're like,
Cyclops was like, I'm smarter than all of you.
And
people."
Cyclops
Oh.
is like, but I got the Phoenix Force. It destroys worlds.
Boom.
Big gone.
Yeah. So what are you doing, Nate?
Let's see. Within the next month, we are going to be changing some things around for the studio. We're gonna get a better sound going, and you're gonna hear basically to those people that will, listen for these things, less echo and a sharper sound. So
And hopefully we get this streamed onto the RSS feeds, taken care of,
I'm
and
not working on that at all right now.
and get the You're
like, nope.
Maybe we should.
Threw that one out a long time ago.
So people can listen. They can listen on their phones. So they have to watch the YouTube and drain their phone batteries. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, it's important.
No, I can upload it
Phone
to
battery
the.
is very important to me.
I'll explain the details.
We can
out
upload-
the
yeah.
podcast.
Anyway.
The other thing. Oh, now you made me forget, Marqees.
Oh,
Train of thought.
and go read my Ultimate Warrior tribute. It's something.
Is it
that
touching?
it's something from the heart.
It was 12 its worth. All right, so
Yeah, it was something from the heart, and I put the entrance video in at the end because it's awesome. So
So excited.
I miss the Ultimate Warrior. That makes me sad.
I know.
yeah, they watched the Ultimate Warrior stuff a lot on WWE Network. So his merch was the top selling of last month. So
Oh, it should have been.
yeah. Well, yeah, he passed away toward the beginning. Or yeah, toward the beginning, it's like after the first month. All right,
It's like when the
so
Watcher Man passed away.
Steve.
Play more games.
Watch more TV.
Buy more comics.
Check us out on timeless.com.